The most recent fight between arguably the world's greatest boxer currently and the world's greatest nobody has definitely drawn a lot of attention and made a whole bunch of money to all who were involved in that particular fight. And and certainly questions were raised about misbehavior of either one of those characters who were involved in the fight. One of them is accused of assaulting somebody and vehemently denies that they've ever assaulted anybody, and claiming that the only reason that that individual has been accusing them is in order for them to grab for fame and so forth and so on. And the other individual, the world's greatest fighter or boxer, one should say, has been numerous times, at least on three different occasions, served time and been punished for laying his hands on women. And although, as he states in his particular responses, they tried to bring him down, but they couldn't. Interestingly enough, he's talking about the mother of his children and says that there is no proof to it, and of course, and if there was proof, there would be photos that would be demonstrative of it. And for some reason, right, I keep thinking about this. So his response is there is no proof and that they're just trying to bring him down. Never mind the fact that his own child has seen him kick, and in the words of his own child, kick his mom and punch his mom repeatedly, so much so that the children, both children, had to run away and go and call police. And of course, none of that exists, none of that is real. Of course, those things that are being said, but since there is no photograph demonstratively showing it, we can ignore the fact that the domestic violence is going to that takes place. And see, the reason that I'm thinking about this is inspiration, right? We look at those individuals who have accomplished so many great, fantastic things. Well, one of them has. The other one is, again, like I said, the world's greatest, most known nobody. But we forget to take into the consideration what impact that individual is going to have. And of course, as you scroll through stuff, we talk about the glory of the skill, the glory of success, the smart entrepreneurship that allows to create more money and generational wealth. And then 20 years from now, when he's speaking to that same child who brought the report against him, saying and seeing and witnessing, is his response going to be, shut up, I gave you money so you don't get the chance to criticize me about my violence towards your mom? Or is going to be, no, you were under misrepresentation and reality is that I did not do it? Or what you saw is not what you saw, and the truth of the matter is that your mom was a gold digging whatever? How does that conversation manifest itself? How does that person who achieved so much in their lives is going to be able to look their own child in the eyes and need to justify it, or there's not going to be a need to justify it, and everybody's going to gloss over it? Well, you know what? There were no photographic evidence in many different instances, right? There's no photographic evidence once upon a time when there was Epstein. There is no photographic evidence once upon a time against, R. Kelly had a photographic evidence. There is no photographic evidence. What kind of a response is that? What kind of a person raises their hand against another human being, not once, not two times, not and can be convicted three times, and then has the audacity to say, well, I've only restrained them, I've never actually hit them, when it goes contrary to the truth, contrary to what his own child has seen? And what kind of a person is able to say that that is not what has taken place? And we will continue glorifying that individual. We will continue looking at that individual as somebody who has accomplished so much, which is right. In many ways, they have accomplished so much. As I started, he is, or is for now, one of the greatest boxers that ever lived. Yet, for all intents and purposes, he's also a piece of crap who seems to have taken a particular joy in beating up multiple women. But of course, all of those things are allegations, except he's been convicted for for 3 of those instances. And I don't know what kind of a conversation he's going to have. And if he's learned from it, then at some point he will need to be able to confront it. And if he hasn't learned from it, then I feel very, very bad for his child and for, or his children, and for him, and definitely for the women on whom he practiced his speedback technique.